Greetings from the BSC Designer team. How can you implement and successfully execute even the most complex strategies? That's exactly what we'll cover in this video. We'll explain our 5-step strategy implementation system proven in practice by users of our platform. Most strategies fail during execution. In many cases, the problem isn't the decisions made by senior management, but how those decisions are put into action. For simple strategies, it might be enough to sketch out ideas in Excel or PowerPoint. But when a strategy is complex, when it involves many stakeholders, multiple business units, and needs to align with corporate governance, risk management, and compliance, you need a more holistic approach to strategy deployment. So how do we implement a strategy in complex cases like these? The quick answer: by cascading the high-level strategy into multiple scorecards. Inside each scorecard, high-level objectives are broken down into specific goals, KPIs, and action plans. This approach helps ensure a shared understanding of the strategy and consistency in how performance is measured and reported. Now let's take a closer look at each step of the system. Step 1. Create a strategy core. At a conceptual level, strategy is a set of coherent choices. Depending on the school of thought, these choices are shaped by your understanding of stakeholders and their needs, how your product or service is positioned in the market, and your business model, including how you attract and retain customers. In practice, we often start with rough ideas about our stakeholders and our mission. As we begin to implement the strategy, we gain new insights that help us refine those early assumptions. For example, at the beginning, we might focus on just one group of stakeholders, our customers. And for a mission statement, we can start by briefly describing the value we plan to create for them. Step 2. Cascade your high-level strategy into scorecards. Once we've defined the strategy at a high level, the next step is to make it more specific. We need to ask questions like, how do we plan to meet the needs of our stakeholders? How exactly do we put our mission and vision into practice? How do we execute the chosen business model? To answer these questions, we cascade the high-level strategy into several scorecards. Strategy cascading should be adapted to the needs of your company. For example, you can follow the organizational chart and create a separate scorecard for each business unit. On our website, you'll find several videos that show how to do this cascading using BSC Designer. Step 3. Create supporting scorecards. To execute your strategy successfully, you'll need several supporting or functional scorecards. As the name suggests, these scorecards support your main strategy. For example, you can create a scorecard to track external factors like market trends, competitor activity, or changes in regulations, and use those insights when shaping your strategy. You can do scenario planning and present alternative scenarios in dedicated scorecards. You might also create scorecards for evaluations, such as assessing vendor performance or reviewing internal teams. If your organization needs to follow best practices in corporate governance, risk management, or compliance, you can create separate scorecards for each of these areas as well. To make this easier, you can use one of the templates available in the BSC Designer platform. Step 4. Decompose high-level goals. Once the structure of your scorecards is in place, it's time to break down the strategy into more specific parts. Goals or sub-goals, metrics, risks, initiatives, or action plans. We need to define clear, measurable goals and link them to specific actions that will drive results. Who should do this breakdown? Ideally, the team members who are responsible for working at that level. When defining metrics for your goals, you'll need leading and lagging indicators, metrics you track regularly, like customer satisfaction, and those that show progress toward milestones, like the percentage of customers contacted. Build a comprehensive performance measurement framework to ensure clarity and a shared understanding of your goals. and make performance analysis easier. On our website, you'll find detailed video tutorials on how to create scorecards and set up effective performance measurement systems. Step 5. Aligning the scorecards. To complete your strategy implementation, connect the scorecards to form a unified, comprehensive strategy. These connections can be made through data or through context. Some links can be created automatically during the initial cascading process. Others can be added manually by linking related data across scorecards. You can also create contextual links between goals or initiatives to better explain the reasoning behind certain strategic choices. What happens next? Once the strategy is implemented, the focus shifts to execution. Employees begin working toward the defined goals. KPIs are updated with fresh data. Stakeholders get regular updates via dashboards, strategy maps, and reports. Over time, the scorecards will continue to evolve. Team members will contribute new insights. New goals will be added. Some goals may be transformed. Many organizations begin managing their strategy with simple tools like Excel. But as the strategy evolves and becomes more complex and dynamic, they shift to specialized software like BSC Designer to ensure consistency, better collaboration, and clear accountability. Thank you for joining us for this overview of the strategy implementation system. We invite you to sign up for the free plan of BSC Designer and start implementing your strategy today with the help of professional strategy software.